Hello, Gordy. Oh my God, you first? Wow, you should redeem the channel point option. Did you redeem the channel point option yet? Uh, there's a channel point option for being first. Literally one channel point. If you want to officially be first. Hello, Gordy. Hello, everyone. By the way, so I'm adjusting volume here real quick for the music. I don't like my music being too loud, especially when I'm doing a dev stream like this, because I want to be able to like hear my own thoughts. So yeah, I'm just adjusting the audio real quick. If the music's too quiet, you can let me know. But the music won't pick up in the VOD. So for the VOD viewers watching, unfortunately, you will not be able to hear the music because I do that for copyright reasons. So makes sense. Yeah, you're not gonna redeem the first channel point. It's just still up for grabs. There's a channel point for being first. Listening only. For some reason, it's interesting. Like the stream just tells me if you're like listening. There you go. Ah, there we go. Okay, now you're good. There you go. Okay, you're good. All right. I totally didn't steal that idea from my friend Sam, who added it to his stream first. So it- okay, I heard that one at least. I hear. Luckily, I got some water right before this, so have fun. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Well, if you're just dropping by to say hi, then I hope you have a good one. I just started, so we're gonna be doing foliage painting in just a minute here. Let me get my water first. Mm, that's good. Yeah, no, we're gonna probably just jump right into this because I have no reason to wait. Um, bam, there we go. Hello, we are here. Um, so if you guys remember last stream, I was kind of wrestling with how I wanted to do foliage painting and stuff, and I kind of got something going. Like I kind of got like a little system going for how to place foliage and stuff. The claw's wild. It's true. Hello, Ryan. So I've kind of got like a little formula going for foliage placement, and what I'm doing is the ferns are going to be situated or be concentrated around the trunks of trees, and then if there's like open gaps in the forest, then basically I paint grass and I just paint the grass there. Uh, and then I just occasionally strew some bushes around to break up the gaps and stuff. Um, but if like as you could tell, like right here, we've got some grass painted with some ferns here because there's like a little gap in the forest in the tree line there. So I was doing a bit of experimenting. Now we still have some gaps left here, but I think I'm just gonna leave this, and I'm probably just gonna put some rocks here probably. So we have like gaps in the forest and stuff that we might need to fix, but yeah. Also, one other thing is I started putting hills to break up the sight line. So we have like a nice little hill here that breaks up the sight line so you can't see all the way down the other side of the crater. Um, and I put some hills over here as well. So I broke up the sight line too. So I was kind of experimenting with some ideas. Also, I put some flowers here. So I started like with the grassy patches, I started putting in like some flowers just to make it look a little nicer. Um, Not all grass patches will have flowers, but yeah. But basically, this is kind of what I was going for. I don't know if this is perfect, but I'm having. I think it's looking pretty good so far. I think the only thing that bothers me is maybe the patches of openness here. Um, what is that giant building? You haven't seen this yet? Oh, this is here, I'll just show you. One sec. This is the new spawn area. One sec. Here, I got you. Hold up. You'll see in a second here. I'll show you. I'll show you. By the way, for anyone who doesn't want to see the new update, this is technically spoilers for stuff. So yeah. Um here, I'll do a quick play test. I'll show you real quick. It just takes a second to load. So there you go. So yeah, this is where you spawn, in the little subway. We talked about that. And then when you walk up the staircase, that actually brings you out to the little thing here, and then there you go. And then now you can see the whole crater and stuff. So yeah, this is basically the spawn area essentially. and the idea is you kind of walk this way. And yeah, I was working on like foliage and stuff. I think what we're gonna do is for this stream we're probably gonna focus on will there be weather changing sometimes? I want to, yes. I technically have a system in the map right now that is built to be a weather system. So there should be like if there's like a toggle for winter or spring. So like if I toggle it to spring, then it should cycle between rain and not rain. But I have to set up the weather particle again for this version, which is mainly going to be attaching a particle to the player so that the rain will follow you around when you're outside, and then will, um, disappear when you go inside, kind of stuff. So I do have to work on that. Um, but yeah, this stream we're probably going to work on getting more of the roads and stuff set up with the proper foliage. So we're going to start doing my little method here of just painting the way I was doing. So as you can tell, we've got some nice foliage painted here. I think it looks pretty good. Um, and then you walk over here. I pretty much painted like up and down this little stretch of road here a little bit. There's still some gaps that need to be filled and stuff. But then we're also going to, I'll just jump down here because I don't want to take the elevator down. But we're also going to work on painting more down here. Now, I am running into a bit of an issue with, if you look in the top right with that little statistics panel in the window, it kind of gives me stats on like draw calls and stuff. And I am running into a little bit of an issue with there being quite a lot of draw calls. So I'm going to just paint everything first and then figure out what I need to optimize afterwards. But yeah, we might work on this area a little bit. As you can see, I've gotten some like foliage and stuff painted, like the grass and the ferns around the trees and stuff. I might put some like maybe extra saplings and stuff around here. Probably going to keep the gaps between the trees a little bit empty just for optimization, so we don't have to fill every single inch of the forest with stuff. As you can see, we got like some nice little grass patches here. And then I think I actually started doing flowers actually. I think here I'm probably going to work on maybe touching this up a little bit. But if I come over here, I believe I actually started painting flowers out here. Let me see. Did I? Yeah, I did here. So this, like the field out here in the Wanderer will actually have some patches of flowers and stuff. I was just kind of going crazy with it a little bit, just kind of painting some nice little patches of flowers. So yeah, there'll be some wildflowers growing out here, which is kind of cool. I'm a little worried about the set pass calls being quite high. And I'm wondering what might be causing that, but I think that's going to require me to do some testing later on. But yeah, no, like I said, I got some nice little flowers here, dandelions, and I was just spreading them around the field here, just like nice little flowers and stuff. So, but yeah, that's the play mode. I'm gonna worry about optimizing once I get everything done, because I am gonna have to do some trimming and whatnot. We still haven't really figured out what we're gonna do with this little patch right here. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go model some rocks and just have like a little cliff here or something. Like right now, because like right now we just have a little issue where this is just kind of like a bare patch, and I don't know what to do with it exactly. But as you can tell, we're kind of just gonna follow the road, and we're gonna kind of paint. We're gonna kind of just paint a lot today for an hour or two, I think. So this is basically what the stream is gonna be today. It's essentially just gonna be this. So, and we can just talk about stuff. So yeah, solar panels, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I realized that one of the big things I need to do is I need to avoid monotony. I need to avoid like things being repetitive. That was kind of my big thing. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of like adding some fern patches here in the grass as well. Nothing too crazy or anything. Just kind of make it look a little bit more diverse. Actually no, it wasn't fern patches I wanted to do. It was I added this new little plant here. These guys. So we're actually gonna include these guys a little bit here. Kind of just like a little break it up a little bit kind of stuff. these little like patches of whatever these little plants are. Just kind of get them in there. And then we could also do some flowers as well. I'm trying not to get too carried away with painting because at the end of the day, like a lot of this stuff is just gonna be overlooked by people, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, for the most part. So what we're gonna do is we're not gonna extend out this way just yet, painting along the road and whatnot. We're gonna focus more down here. So we're gonna focus on this area a little bit, like we have been, and then I'm gonna come down here and kind of like work on maybe diversifying a little bit here, so maybe get some extra plants in here. So just kind of make sure these guys are looking pretty okay. So just give them a little bit of spunk, you know. I know I'm probably gonna have to tone back a little bit later on, because I know for
announcement to put milk into the Wanderer.
You make that joke every single time, Ryan. I swear to God. Yes, I get it. I will add milk. God, you try working on stuff. It's not easy. I'm busy. Not really a priority right now. Oh right, we haven't done this area yet. We'll do a little grass patch here. The more you ask me to add milk, the more likely I'm not going to, just to spite you. I'm just gonna be honest about that. I'm just saying, man. Oh, is that a little bit too dense with the grass? I don't know. There we go. When the bartending picture video? I don't know. Dude, I just haven't gotten around to uploading them, okay? Well, just because you sent me a video doesn't mean I have to put it on my channel. But no, I haven't touched video stuff at all in God knows how long. Takes 3 minutes to upload something? Yeah. Well, I just haven't done it yet. I don't know what you want me to say. I just haven't done it yet. I just haven't felt like it. So it'll happen eventually. I'll add it eventually. I'm just lazy. That's all. I literally don't have an excuse. I'm just lazy. So yeah. I mean, I appreciate you working on the video, but I just haven't uploaded it yet. So because I just haven't touched video stuff at all, honestly. Like I even still I have like I still have the January in-keeping highlight, the February in-keeping highlight to do. Which I think once I finish this update, I'm probably gonna sit down for like a week or two and just get that all pumped out because I do want to catch up on that. And then maybe then I'll also do your video as well, and I'll just put that up there as well. Get all that uploaded at once, just so I can not forget about it. You did yourself to making the thrill today. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Hope that went well. Sounds like y'all had some fun. I'm just gonna occasionally drop a bush, kind of just like randomly here. I think we're gonna leave it like this for now. Yeah, I think this is fine. I don't want to go too crazy with it. Also, I need to make sure this is actually cheap. Set 1 sec. Yeah, this is a GPU instance. Okay. Hope your recording went well. I haven't really done anything today. I woke up like 2 hours ago, and then I kind of just watched the video, and then I realized, oh right, it's the day. So, will there be random Wendigo and Bigfoot encounters? Wendigo, probably not. Bigfoot, I have conceptualized a potential funny little encounter with Bigfoot in the Wanderer, but I have not worked on it yet. My answer, yes or no? We're gonna put that at a solid maybe. A solid maybe would probably be a better way of describing that. It's not out of the range of possibility, but it's definitely not a priority right now. I just Carbon an A costume. I mean, I could get Carbon. I could get Carbon to do the. I could totally just ask Carbon to be the Bigfoot encounter for a few sessions. I think people wouldn't mind. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, guys, excuse me. Okay. So I think we're pretty much good on the road here. I think the only other thing I could really do is maybe like if I have like a little patch like this, I could probably put like grass here instead, or just like actually what I could do is I could just no, not that. I could just expand the ferns out a little bit. Sorry, I keep sneezing. I apologize. I could just expand the ferns out a little bit down the road just to kind of break it up a little bit. So like here, like I have little gaps here. I could just add a few extra ferns here just to make sure it's not entirely devoid, kind of, you know. Yeah, no, encounters are going to be the last thing I work on probably. Because I still have to finish this and all the painting of the environment and stuff, make it look nice, and I still have to um optimize it, which means I will have to sit down and do that book encounter. I mean, I'll be touching up the library probably for story stuff, but I don't know if I'll do a specific book encounter. I'm not gonna I can't make any guarantees of that. So I get some like little saplings here. This is kind of the big thing I wanted to do was kind of add some like saplings basically. Oh yeah, we still have to break up this entire area. Actually, what we're gonna do first is we're not gonna do that first. We're gonna do 360. And there we go. So this is this okay, so by the way, so for um my strategy for painting is I go to the base of each one of these trees and I kind of just put down some ferns like this, just like some basic, and then you know they kind of chain together. Um so the reason I do this is because ferns usually congregate, like these guys will usually try to congregate under like trees and shade and stuff, so I put them under the trees like this by default, um just so that they kind of look a little better. So we have like a nice little patch here that we could probably turn that into a grass patch, I think. So usually when a forest goes over to grassland, there's a smaller trees before it turns to bushes, then to ferns, and then grass. Yeah. Well, we're gonna definitely put some bushes and saplings on the edge here, and then that'll break up into the actual forest itself, which is mainly just gonna be ferns and stuff. I'm not gonna go into too much detail with the actual forest painting on the outside here. It's very much like I'm thinking about just making it to where like you walk out a certain bit and then there's just nothing, like it's just trees. Just because I don't want there to be, I don't want to go too crazy with the detail if it's not going to be something you're going to see. Um, but who knows? We'll see. Maybe I will spice it up a little bit. Deer usually protect things like that by eating small trees so they can never grow into giant, and thus the clearing. Yeah, the deers do a pretty good job. I when I was driving to my brother's wedding, my dad in December, we almost hit a deer on the way there, because the deer decided it wanted to run out into the middle of the road between me and the oncoming car. So if I had been like just a little bit faster, I would have hit the deer, and that would have been kind of bad, because that was my brother's wedding and I didn't want to be late for it. So yeah, that was something. I'll tell you that much. Actually, no, we're not gonna go up this way. We're gonna focus more on like the edge of the perimeter and get all these trees painted with their ferns first before we do anything else. So, I'm gonna kind of work on the perimeter of the grassy area here at the Wanderer a little bit, because I do want to kind of spice this up a little bit, make it look a little nice. So, on Tuesday, my friend and I were hiking in a national park, and we were taking a detour through the wild woods, just following a little compass. We saw a deer just standing there running away. It had a very white butt. Oh yeah, it's a white-tailed deer probably. We have deer. We have our deer. Our local deer species is the white-tail deer, and they have white butts too. They taste pretty good. I don't know if you've ever eaten a deer before, but oh my gosh, they actually taste pretty fucking good. Um, I my uncle is a hunter. My uncle likes to hunt on occasions, and so does my cousin. Um, yeah, my uncle hunts, and I think in the past, like when he killed a deer, they would like, that's my dog. Oh my god, he going crazy. Um, but in the past, like when they killed a deer, they would bring it to like a little. God, he is barking at something out there. Um, Murphy, what are you barking at, bud? It's probably barking at someone across. Crazy dog. But when my uncle would like kill a deer, you know, they would bring it to a place to pat. They wouldn't just waste the deer, you know, like they wouldn't just like leave a dead deer in the forest, you know. They would actually bring the deer somewhere that they would process the meat and stuff, and then they would take it home with them and they would use it in their spaghetti sauce. And that spaghetti sauce was phenomenal, guys. Oh my gosh. If you ever get a chance to eat a deer in spaghetti sauce, I highly recommend it. It's actually pretty freaking good. Or maybe my aunt just was really good at making spaghetti sauce. I don't know, but that meat was that sauce was pretty freaking good. Um, I will say that sauce was pretty delectable. I will say. Um, I've never been hunting myself, personally. Um, Actually, we're not gonna do saplings around the. I've never been hunting personally, because this has never really been my thing. Um, but I will say the deer meat was pretty good. It probably, I imagine like eating deer meat from like something you've hunted yourself is probably very satisfying. Like you've put all this effort into like hunting this deer, and then now you get to eat it, and it's just like, wow, this is a really good feeling, you know? Like, damn, I put in all this effort just to get this deer meat. This feels pretty good. Venison? Oh, I don't know. Again, I don't. Yeah, that venison. Venison. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. Um, it was good meat though. It was good. I occasionally, when I'm driving down the road, sometimes I'll occasionally come across a dead deer on the side of the road because they get hit by cars. You know what sucks? I haven't actually seen any vultures in a long time. I used to see vultures sometimes when the dead deers were like dead. You would see like a few vultures, but I haven't actually seen the vultures in a long time. I hope they're doing okay. Do you guys have bears? No, we do not have bears here. Unfortunately, we used to, like a century or so ago, but they were hunted to extinction. Bears, I think the closest bears to where I live are in the Appalachian Mountains, which is a mountain chain that's west of me. It's probably like a few hour, like a 2 hour drive to get there, maybe. Um, but there's no bears like where I live specifically. But like if you drive like maybe an hour, I think like maybe like 2 hours west into the mountains, you'll come across black bears. Uh, that's where they live usually. So, um, I believe, yeah. But otherwise, no, we don't have bears here. We don't have wolves either. Wolves went extinct too. Yeah, well, I don't know if wolves actually existed here. I think they might have a long time ago, but then they just were driven to extinction, like most things. We used to have cougars here, um, or I guess like mountain lions would be a more accurate term. We used to have mountain lions here a long time ago, um, but they also went extinct here. I think they were classified as extinct in 2011, actually. Got any mushroom assets or logs? I do. I have some basic mushrooms that I made, and I believe this asset pack also has logs. Actually, I do have my own log asset I made, so I could do that. I know I'm gonna paint them eventually. We're just doing the ferns under the trees right now because I just want to get these like set up real quick here. This is my like blueprint for painting. Is getting the ferns out of the trees first, and then just going from there. So, I'm gonna move this tree a bit back. I'm gonna back a bit. Um, my yeah, it kind of sucks that cougars are extinct here. I mean, there is a large white-tailed deer population here, but I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like the area has become so like developed by people. Like there's not really like there's still like pretty decently large pockets of forest and stuff, but like if a mountain lion were to live here, they'd be coming into contact with people quite often because there's just like, I don't know, it's just a lot of people living here. Um, like there's not like a huge swath of, well, specifically where I live, there's not like a huge swath of forest. Like there are huge pockets, but like they're divided by like highways and stuff. I think if you go further south from me, that's where like it actually starts turning into the boonies, where it's like actually more country area. And I know coyotes live down there and stuff. Not, I don't think I've seen coyotes up here though. I've seen a fox before. Um, like when I was going to college, I was driving 30 minutes east of me, and I actually saw a fox when I was driving to my college. I thought that was cool. That's the only time I've ever seen a fox ever, like physically ever seen a fox. Only once. So I don't know if they're like rare here or if it's just like I think they're just rare. But that was cool. I saw a fox once and I was happy about that. Okay, I got the ferns planted. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start working on saplings and bushes. So we're gonna kind of like you have to worry about Lyme disease. The deal is where I have badly live carry ticks that have them. I've heard about Lyme disease. I've never really had a cause for concern, I guess. Um like I don't know, like I guess like I mean I've been told about it, but I've never really had to worry about it. I think the closest thing I've had to worry about is like if we see armadillos, they might have like a disease. I don't think I've ever seen an armadillo here before though. Um but no, I've never really been like warned too much about deers with ticks that have Lyme disease. That's never really been a superficial cause for concern, I would say. Um Ironically. I'm hoping I'm painting this right because I'm painting like just one kind of like sapling and stuff, and I hope it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's not like I'm going up and touching a deer, so it's not that bad. Um, so it's not too bad or anything, I would say. Um, yeah, but like I said, the closest thing I've heard of is I mean, rabies is always a big thing. I think that's been talked about a bit. Because rabies is definitely a big thing like that can kill you. So we've been told about that a lot. Like if you see like a animal acting weird and stuff, you probably shouldn't go near it and whatnot. Um, like that's been a big thing. Which is like, I mean, yeah, obviously you don't want to touch an animal that has rabies. Um, because that would be bad. Or if you do think you've been in contact with an animal that has rabies, then they usually tell you to go to the doctor and get like the rabies shot and stuff or whatever it's called. Like you can usually get a treatment for that if you before symptoms start to show. Because I believe rabies is treatable before symptoms start showing. But once you actually start showing symptoms of rabies, you're fucking dead. You're just dead. You die. You won't survive. Um, like it's just fatal. Like it's like actually dead. But luckily, I've never had issue. I've never come into contact with something that has rabies, so I never really had to worry about that too much. So could be worse. Could be worse. Um, I wonder what kind of regional wild animal diseases there are, like diseases you look out for in America but no in Europe. I don't know. Armadillos probably carry Lyme disease. I think Lyme disease is probably the big one, actually. I think the Lyme disease one I heard was also from armadillos as well. Um, I don't know if Europeans really have to deal with that actually. I know that's probably just a thing here, but I don't know if the Europeans have anything to do with that or have to deal with that at all. I could be wrong though. Um, I could be entirely wrong. Um, I mean, in terms of like actual diseases that originated from America, I know like when you talk about like colonialism and like creatures and like I'm not creatures, sorry, people coming over from like Europe to America, they bring over the diseases and cause like a pandemic among the native population. But the inverse also happened actually. Like there actually is accounts of diseases coming back from America over to Europe, and I think was it chlamydia? I don't remember what disease it was, but there was a specific disease that originated in America and then got brought over to Europe. I think it was chlamydia, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But I know there was some kind of disease that originated in America and then got transferred over to Europe through the interchange. Or was it syphilis? It might have been syphilis actually. It was syphilis. It was either syphilis or chlamydia. It was one of the two. Um, but I just know that like one of them originally was in America and then it got brought over to Europe and then it caused issues. So I just thought that was kind of interesting to know because like you always hear about only like the one side where like, oh, we brought over diseases to America when we came here, which is true. But then you also hear like, oh, we actually brought diseases back with us when we came back, you know? Like, wow, I didn't know that. That's cool. That's interesting. I shouldn't say cool because I mean, diseases are bad. Diseases are bad, okay? Uh they can kill you, okay? The diseases are bad. You will die, okay? I'm gonna have to worry. I'm gonna have to modify the LODs on some of these trees because I'm worried that it might be like too much of a performance strain to just leave them on. Sounds about right. I think I heard stories about sailors that landed in South America would trade nails for a one night stand and caught diseases. Yeah, God, yeah, that sounds about right. Caught diseases from it. Oh my lord. Wow. That is a story right there. I don't think I've heard of that one, but holy shit. That's crazy. That sounds about right, I would say. God, fucking trading nails for a one night stand. Holy shoot. Dude, that's crazy. By the way, we are gonna wrap up at 7, so we still have about an hour. I'm gonna wrap up a bit early at 7 p.m. instead of 8 because I do want to. I'm gonna be making tacos tonight or to watch a friend stream. So I do want to have time to actually sit down and cook the meat for that. So I am gonna wrap up like an hour early, but we still got like an hour or so we're fine. We're pretty okay for now. We're just kind of working on fleshing this out a little bit. I would say just kind of getting a bit more, using the bushes to kind of break up the monotony a little bit, and then just kind of adding like a sapling every so often. Make environments are kind of difficult because like it's really just a fight to not be like like repetitive stuff, and it's like I think I got a decent little system going here for like trying to avoid repetition, but it's really difficult to do that. And yeah, like I know I still have some more assets I probably need to set up as well, in the scene to prevent that. See, like occasional gaps like this, I'll actually put in. I'll actually paint grass onto. I'll just like this. Iron is very valuable, and a lot of times sailors would pull out nails from ships. Yeah, that sounds about right. Uh, that's interesting to think about, though. I will say. Yeah, interesting story, though. Oh man. So on a side note, I actually had hamburger helper yesterday, and it was actually pretty good. I was like I was curious what the process was like to make Hamburger Helper because I just wanted like to know like if it was anything like difficult. And I've heard Hamburger Helper is pretty easy to make. So I was like, okay, this shouldn't be too difficult to do. And it wasn't. I mean, all it really took was just, you get I got like a pound of ground beef and then I just put it on the skillet and cooked it until it was no longer pink. And then I just mixed everything in and then let it simmer and it was actually pretty easy. Um, I'd say the most expensive part was definitely the meat. I would say getting the actual like ground beef itself was the most expensive thing. Um, but other than that, it was actually pretty nice. All things considered. So I'd probably get Hamburger Helper more often, honestly, all things considered. So actually pretty good. Oh, we're coming back around. Nice. I'm not expecting the foliage update and the whole environment update to be perfect, but I am gonna do my best because there are like things I want to start working on, like in terms of like story stuff. But I do want to at least get the environment kind of painted here because that's been kind of bothering me, and I do want to at least get that going. So that's kind of why I'm doing this now on stream so that we can kind of get past the more monotonous part, more repetitive, kind of like less fun part of the stream, I would say, um, and kind of just get the ball rolling, I would say, with things. So because like I think at this point, um what we really have left to do is, yeah, see, this is all kind of, we haven't even touched this whole area yet, but that's fine. We're gonna kind of come back to this later. But at this point, in terms of stuff to do for the update itself, story stuff, I have a couple things listed down that I need to work on for the story. Kind of give you guys some nice things to like look for and do, but that's all going to be like udon collectibles, kind of shit like that. Like collect, like maybe have like a nice little collectible system or something like that, so you guys can actually go out and find stuff and collect it for fun. Like I know that's going to be a big thing as well. um at least I'm hoping so. I mean, I still have to work on the udon for it, and that's going to be interesting. Oh, here we go, made it all the way back around. There we go. All right, well, we got a nice little perimeter going now. Not perfect, but I mean, hey, it's better than nothing. Um, probably strewn in some extra little grass here. Excuse me, sorry. Ugh. Yeah, it's not perfect, but better than nothing. I think what I said the stream was going to be was mainly working on the areas around like the main points of interest. So like for instance, we're working on kind of this like general area. Um, but yeah, like my general strategy, like I said at the start of the stream, was I paint the ferns around the trees, and then I'll go between the gaps and I'll paint like grass patches like this. Now I have to actually go update the mesh to make it to where it does extrude all the way down, so we don't have to worry about stuff like this happening. But I can do that later. Um, and then we'll put maybe some flower patches there, and then we'll kind of leave like some of these gaps kind of empty, just because I really don't want to like fill every single space with foliage. So we're gonna leave like a cut like gaps like this might be just leave that empty, because at the end of the day, like the central forest area here doesn't need to be super detailed. I mean, we still need to add rocks and stuff, obviously. We just haven't gotten around to that yet. Um, but we still got plenty of work we can do here and whatnot. And we could also start. I was also playing around with it over here. Actually, we could start like maybe painting some little dirt patches here, just to kind of break up the monotony a little bit. So if we have like a bit of an open space here, what we could do is we could, in theory, just kind of take a little bit of this and just kind of, well, that's a little bit too big to get the idea. We could kind of just like maybe give like a little like dirt splotch there, just to kind of break it up a little bit. Um, Nothing too crazy, because like I said, when I bake the lighting, like I think a lot of like there's gonna be quite a lot of shadows cast, so I think maybe I won't actually do that. But I will say, I did get something called Micro Splat that my friend Fo recommended to me, and it's a thing that I can put on the terrain to stop it from tiling. But I need him to send me over his settings because I tried doing it initially last night and it just didn't work very well. Like because it had like weird issues, and I think I just wasn't doing the settings right. So I gotta go ask him how he did his settings. So Okay, let's see. So what do we got done so far? So we've gotten basically kind of this area kind of done, a little bit of this area done, and then basically the area following the road and around the crater done. So still a lot that needs to be worked on, like especially like the road sides of the roads here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, just a lot of stuff here. Oh, hey Miyazaki, hello. I'm just doing boring foliage painting. Sporks is probably doing something more fun, so you probably want to go watch them instead. Uh, but we are kind of just getting the basics going. I kind of got a little system going for foliage painting, so I'm happy about that. Um, but yeah, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on some of the areas down here at the crater first. So we're gonna kind of work a little bit here. Oh, Gordy, I got you. One sec. Thank you. Oh, they were on for hours. Yeah, I saw them streaming when I was getting the Twitch stuff set up for today. So yeah, they probably were on for a while. But yeah, no, we were just kind of working on the foliage, kind of, we're just kind of like painting a bit here. So I was working on the areas around the road here, and I think next we're gonna start working on this road over here, because right now we do have a little bit of gaps here, so we can start working on kind of getting this more filled. So we'll kind of get like a nice little grass patch here. Actually, here's what I like to do. So like we go here, right? And you see that we have like a big old grass patch here. So what we do is I'll kind of like outline this with my little brush here. Um and the reason I do this is because I want to like, there we go. So now we just kind of fill in the gaps here. There you go. Late morning, you're pretty much all up. Oh yeah. Well, you're up more than I was. God, I woke up like at like 3. You know what sucks, by the way? Daylight savings happens for me tonight at 1 a.m. and the clock is gonna go forward. No blending the edges. Is there a way to blend the edges? I thought they were blended already. They look pretty blended to me. I mean, I could set the strength to like 0.5 and just kind of. I don't know what you mean by blending the edges. I thought they were already blended. They look okay to me. I will say, I do have a thing called microsplat that I need to attach to the terrain, and that should hopefully fix the tiling of the terrain. But I don't think I was doing the settings right. So my friend who was using it's gonna send me over his settings when he's able to do that. So, but hello Sam, welcome. You want to see what I got done so far? Here, I can show you. I was kind of working on this area a bit last night, so I'm very happy with how it turned out. My little secret is that I'm putting ferns into the trees and then filling in the gaps with like grass, like maybe some grass patches, and then putting in some bushes, kind of making it not look repetitive and stuff. So sadly, we still are gonna have some open spots like this, but I think I'm just gonna leave it empty because I don't mind. Maybe I'll put like a log there or something, or a rock there or something. I don't know. But I'm happy with how it turned out so far. Um, so I was kind of doing it with all these other areas over here as well. So we're gonna get painted slowly. It's taking a bit of time, but we're getting it painted one step at a time. I haven't worked on that area over there yet because I'm not gonna do that just yet. I was working on the areas around the road and stuff, kind of getting us all painted and whatnot. Um, it's not perfect. It looks kind of bad in this lighting, but the idea is it is going to be kind of dark. So, I mean, you won't be able to see a lot of it. So I'm trying not to go too crazy with it. Like, I don't mind leaving like gaps like this. Um, I mean, like, cause like technically the terrain itself has foliage kind of on it. So I guess it would kind of fill that in kind of nicely. But yeah, we were just working on this, and then we were working on the perimeter of the crater and stuff. Oh yeah, and the wildflowers, by the way. I started adding wildflowers as well. So probably because you were looking at the terrain from far away, it doesn't look blended. From the transition, it looks supple. You need to blend it over an area of like 30 meters instead of just 1 to 2 meters. Oh, I know. I would probably need to do like a specific brush and just like, I mean, like right now, I feel like because you're gonna be like right here, eye height most of the time, so it does look blended to me. It kind of like transit. It's not like a sharp transition, so it looks all right. But yeah, if you're looking at it from far away, it's gonna look kind of, yeah. Like if you look at it from this, it does look kind of bad. But it's, I mean, it's not going to be like, you're not going to see just like an empty splash, like it will actually have stuff. Yeah, we were actually working on this area before you showed up here. Once I kind of getting this painted. Kind of break off the roads here a little bit. Just break off the ones that are kind of dissecting into the road. Foliage painting is, I mean, making an environment look nice is just difficult in general. Like I'm still learning tips and tricks. Like for instance, one thing I learned recently was if I needed to break up the view. So like if the sightline is way too far for the forest, I need to probably put like a hill there to break up the view a bit. So that way you're not like looking all the way down like this. Like I'll probably put like a hill like right here just to break the sightline. Um because it actually does help make things feel more contained and actually look a little nicer. Um so I definitely am going to do that. For now, I'm just going to paint some grass here because I wanted to have like a little grass patch. Big rocks. I don't have any rocks modeled yet, but yes, I will be adding big rocks. That is something I am doing. Yes. I need to sit down in Blender and make some low poly styled rocks like the ones in Pacific Drive. I just haven't done that yet. But I'm gonna do that later, and then I can add the rocks back and kind of tweak the environment a bit to compensate for that. So, but yeah, I am gonna add big rocks. Yes. Wild Ross here with some more happy little accidents. Exactly, some more happy little accidents. I think I got a good system going here. You know, you kind of just like build as you go. You know, like right now I need to get more ferns under all these trees actually because we haven't done that yet. So we need to do. It was 5. Get some X. Oh, that's not. That's the wrong kind of plant. Whoops. Get some little ferns here and there. Concentrate the ferns kind of under the trees a little bit here. What do you do like 4 maybe? And just like nice little ferns. You can maybe connect them a little bit if you want to. Some happy little accidents, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but making an environment from scratch is I mean, by the way, a lot of these foliage assets we're using aren't actually made by me. They're actually from an asset pack. But like actually painting them to make them look nice, it just feels so difficult. I swear. But I think if you follow a couple like fundamental like ideas, um, then you should have a pretty good chance of making something look really nice. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to really optimize draw calls and stuff because I've already done GPU instancing to reduce to like batch all the foliage together. But I think the Wanderer itself has like for some reason it says that there's like 13 skin mesh renderers, and I don't quite understand why. And I think it might be the I think okay, actually I lied. I think it's because of the Steins and the Curry because it technically is a skin mesh renderer, which is annoying, which is probably not the best. So I might need to go redo that. Um, but draw call wise, I think there's still a lot more draw calls than I would want. So I might have to figure out how to fix that. Um, I don't know, but I did fix the initial issue of performance because we bat a lot of the foliage now is all batched together, which is really good because it actually really reduces the draw calls by quite a lot when you batch them. That was very nice. That my friend I was told about that. Um, I mean, we still don't have occlusion calling as well, and yada 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 in this version, so I can't really. It's not really indicative of the final performance. So, yeah, not really gonna hold it up to too much regard right now. We're just gonna kind of get it painted and then kind of get the main areas kind of like foliage set up, and then we're gonna work from there. So right now I'm just getting these trees set up with ferns around them just for that, and then we'll kind of paint in between them that we need to. So yeah, so here's the hot spring, by the way. We are keeping the hot spring. The hot spring is going to be kept. I need to probably modify it. It's got its old light maps right now, so it looks absolutely awful right now. So like that thing has like all of its old light mapping right now. So I need to sit down and take that out and rebake it. Probably as its own little sector, honestly. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. So yeah, that's gonna be something I do a little later. So you know what I mean? Okay, kind of get like all the basic trees set up here. Okay. So next we're gonna start working on where we want to put grass patches because right now, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's so hard to choose where you want to put a little grass patch. We'll put one like right here. We'll put like a bush or two or three here, kind of. Yeah. And then we'll kind of just fill the rest of it with grass. So there you go. Break that up. I told you guys, boring foliage painting. I know, right? Crazy. Um, yeah, you get like gaps like this that it's like I could just have the ferns kind of like extend down like this. Which I guess wouldn't be bad, but they are kind of yeah, it's kind of meh. I think I'd rather just put like a bush here or something. But sometimes there are some points where it's like, yeah, I could totally just put some ferns kind of just going here. I don't like how kind of evenly spaced they are, but it's whatever. I'll put a little grass patch here. Like I said, I just like breaking up the monotony. I keep saying monotony, but like that's the only word I can think of like repetitive. I like aside from repetitiveness. So who knows? I'm probably gonna completely erase all this stuff and start from scratch again if I find out that I could do it a better way. So, oh, you just really don't want to paint, do you? There you go. And I could put, I could maybe fill in the gaps here with like these like nice little plants here. Hmm. Actually, maybe not. That doesn't look really good. I like putting these little plants here, kind of like in the grassy little areas, which sometimes you can't like paint over other foliage, which kind of sucks. Like I wish I could just like paint over some of this foliage, but you have to like remove some of it and then kind of add it back, and it's just annoying. Ugh. I think for now we're just gonna stick with maybe like a little sapling here. Actually, well we'll do bushes for now. I think bushes will be a good way to kind of close off some of these gaps that we have, because I don't really have any other way to close them off without just spamming ferns everywhere, and I really don't want to do that. Uh, Maybe a little tree there, you know. Yeah, I'm trying not to go too overboard, but I don't know. Yeah, you're gonna have gaps like this. Like, do I put a bush there, or do I actually just spam ferns all over the place? But I don't want to spam ferns all over the place. So yeah. Now this part is we are going to put some grass. Man, because you don't want to go like too overboard, but then it's like you want to make it look good, and it's like, well, making it look good is difficult because then you have to kind of go overboard to actually make it look really nice, and it's just like, well, now you're talking about VR chat standards where it's like you want to keep it optimized for VR and stuff, and it's just like, oh my lord, I don't know. There's a lot to it, I would say. So freaking doo doo sometimes, I swear. That's the curse, I guess. I mean, there's definitely ways to optimize it, like LODs and stuff, but I just feel bad about like going overboard with things sometimes. I don't know. Maybe it's just a me thing. The things you do for love. Oh God, exactly, exactly. Yep, Miyazaki's mentioning the lower trees again. Yeah, you mentioned that last time too. I remember the pines being lowered to the ground. True, but I also really like the pines being like this, so I'm not going to change them. but I appreciate the suggestion. Thank you. Oh, the things you do for LODs, yes. Well, these assets technically come with LODs, but I haven't really tested them yet, and I don't think they're really like I actually need to test them in desktop and VR. Uh, yeah, like so I gotta make sure the LODs actually are working pretty okay in like VR and desktop too. Because I actually have not tested that yet. So I'm gonna stick with this. Now, this is I'm gonna make this a dirt little thing here because this is a little chunky, maybe. Give that a little like nice dirt patch there. And then we'll kind of just like yeah, I gotta change the grass mesh to actually. This is what sucks about Unity is when you do foliage painting, it doesn't align the foliage with the ground usually. It just does it like this. Unreal actually has a fix for this, but Unity does not. So I have to deal with this, and I have to go change my foliage to actually not have it look like it's hovering at certain angles. So I have to make it extrude down even more, which is just like, why? Why must you be like this, foliage? Must you burden me? I'm burdened. Um, and we'll still have some bushes here, I think. I gotta put a fast teleport to the hot springs. Actually, I forgot to do that. I'll probably do that later because that's just as easy as duplicating the fast teleport stuff I've set up and then just adding a new button and then just plug everything in. So I do be like that though. I want that to kind of there you go. Yeah, and then this will be another grass patch here. This is, I mean, like I said, this is my strategy. I can't really think of any better way to do this without just going overboard of adding more and more foliage types when I want to keep it kind of simple. Just kind of avoid repetition if possible. Avoid kind of like break things up a bit. And then it should just look nice to generally anyone. Uh like anyone that isn't really paying attention. The blue curtains do not work at all. Oh yeah, this is from like years ago. Yeah. At this point, I should just get rid of them and just put a door, but I could always change the texture of the blue curtains, I would say. So it's not that big of a deal. Like I said, I made the hot springs like years ago, so it's been a while. I forgot when I made the hot springs. It would have been like a while back. I don't remember. It's probably like some like 2020 or something, maybe. Maybe even 2020. Actually, maybe more like 2021, 2020, like maybe 2021, I would say. I don't remember. It would have been like 2020 or something. It was definitely sometime around then. So I could probably go look at the VODs and probably go find like pictures and stuff and see what the date is. So it do be like that sometimes. Um did we get the ferns painted on these? We did not. Okay, let's do that real quick. Do be like that sometimes. You know, because like I want to make my own video game, and it's like if I do that, I'm gonna have to paint my own environment and stuff, and it's like I do kind of have to learn some of these like tricks and stuff of how to do things. So it's like this is kind of like my learning ground, essentially, of like learning how to paint, and it's like I think it's mainly just because I'm limited because of VR chat. I wonder if like if I was just painting my own like literal like game and stuff on my own terms, I could just go crazy with it. Um, But in this case, it's like I do want to try and not go too crazy with it, because yeah, we gotta add a little grass patch here too. I'm doing the grass patches just to kind of break up the repetitiveness of the forest a little bit. I don't know. It's nice to get work done at least. I'm happy. Today's Saturday, right? God, dude, I'm gonna be honest, guys. It does not feel like Saturday. Yeah, I think I said this already, but for some reason, it just don't feel like a Saturday. It feels like a day that I don't remember. I just don't feel like a Saturday. Being able to work with limits is still good. Oh yeah, no, certainly. Like, there's nothing wrong with working within limits. It's just like, you know, I see like all these different references. I was like, I kind of want to do this, but then it's like, I don't want to go too crazy because like, VR chat performance. So that's why I'm like holding myself back here, doing it this way. And you do kind of learn a thing or two from this kind of stuff. I mean, it's nice. I think one of my favorite things that I found out about Unreal when I was looking at it a few months ago was you can make a terrain shader for Unreal directly in Unreal that makes it to where depending on the elevation of the terrain, it would automatically paint a certain material there. So you could just avoid having to paint yourself. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Me, White, I agree. I mean, yeah, like I'm gonna have to go back and do a whole pass of just making sure everything's optimized and stuff, which is not a bad thing to have to do. So you're absolutely right. I would agree. I concur. I think it's not really more of an optimization thing that irritates me. It's more just like actually a design philosophy of like making a forest actually look good and stuff. That's kind of my big issue, I would say. Because honestly, just like I've always had an issue with just making things look good. Like that's always been an issue I've had. Like just like it's so difficult to just make something look nice. I can make it, but making it look nice, that's a whole different story. um that's the problem. So see, like stuff like this, like I'm not gonna go too crazy with like this back foliage area here, because I could just leave this. I could honestly just leave this like this because it's not gonna matter. It's just here for show. Um, but the areas, I don't know, like I feel bad doing that because then it's like if somebody walks over here, they're gonna be like, oh, well, there's like no foliage painted here. What the hell? Um, but then like the areas around the points of interest are kind of what I care about more. And then you get like gaps between these trees and stuff. It's like, oh, that kind of looks icky. But I could put like maybe a bush here to kind of break it up a little bit. Um, and it never ends. Yeah, feature creep. That's what it's called. It's a very real thing, and it has happened a few times here at the Wanderer. You get like these cool ideas, and you want to like really try and do them and stuff, and it's just not really feasible. So you kind of have to like work with tech depth. What's that? I don't know, man. What do you mean? What do you mean I have depth? What do you mean? Actually, no. We'll keep that kind of. We'll keep. I am kind of like just kind of painting the ledge here, so I don't have to worry too much about painting on these like specific ledges a little bit. Kind of let that fade out a little bit. There you go. And then we'll kind of just remove trees. The stream is super laggy for you all of a sudden. Not for me. It seems it's in the green and on OBS, so I don't know what's going on your end. Sounds like a skill issue. He's got a skill issue, guys. I'm sorry. You guys, did you guys hear about I've been hearing more and more about this recently, because it's been popping up on my Twitter feed. The Helldiver, I think it was, I don't know if it was a developer of Helldiver or if it was like one of the community members or like one of the moderators. With the recent one of the recent bug fixes they did and people were complaining about it and they just told people like, skill issue. And I thought that was very funny. I thought that was exceptionally funny. It made me giggle when I read the guy's comment. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. But then people were getting like up in arms about it. I think it was mainly just Reddit. Wasn't it just Reddit that got pissed off? I think it was just people on Reddit that got mad. Not really like it was really just Reddit that was mainly the big thing about that whole thing. I just heard about that. Nah, it's just me again for one second. The other Ryan. I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors for your potential issues. I will not say skill issue because I know it's not a skill issue. It's a your freaking internet and PC is fighting against you issue, and that's not really a skill issue. That's more of a I'm fucking dying issue. But it's okay. I have faith that you'll persevere through the challenges ahead and you'll be able to run smoothly one day. Or you might have to get yourself a new headset because frankly, you're the only person I know that uses a Rift S. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You were the only person that I know that uses a Rift S. Everyone else I know either uses like a Quest or they use an Index. Or if you're crazy, you use like a big screen beyond, which not I wouldn't say crazy, but if you're loaded with money, big screen beyond is a decent headset I've heard. So I shouldn't really yell. I shouldn't really say too much about it. Let's do some grass patches here. There we I can't afford to barely buy a new headset as long as my Rift still breathes and I'll keep using it. Yeah, no, absolutely. I understand. No, I just mean like you're the only person I know that uses a Rift S because it's like it's such an old headset that people that were using it either have transitioned to another headset or theirs broke and they just got a new headset after that. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard mixed things about Pico. I probably wouldn't recommend getting it myself, honestly. Like I think the big headset I've heard about recently is the Big Screen Beyond. I've actually heard pretty good things about it. Um, like it's lightweight, comfortable, like all that kind of stuff. Like I mean, because a lot of people that I know that are very, very into VR, um, the big thing they always talk about is like the weight of the headset. Like, because if you play VR chat for like hours upon hours upon hours, and you're like the kind of person that plays constantly, one of the big things you're gonna worry about is like, oh, how heavy is the headset on my head? Is it gonna be uncomfortable after a while? That's kind of the big thing I hear from people that my friends that are like big into VR and stuff. They talk about the weight and the comfort being the big thing. Um, so I think I hate People suggest we wait for that one. I'm still liking it. Yeah, I've got friends that know a lot about VR stuff, and I can usually just go to them and be like, "What do you think of this headset?" My friend Shinoe especially. Oh my gosh, Shinoe knows a lot about VR headset stuff. Like Shinoe will give you a freaking rundown of the headset and tell you like what's good and what's bad about it, and if you should get it or not. Um, it gets crazy. It's crazy what the enthusiasts are up to these days. Um, oh man, Um, I've gone through. So for context, I've gone through three headsets in my time in VR chat. My first headset was in late 2017. 2 weeks after I started playing VR chat, I just got myself a headset. I spent $400 on it because I had the money. And I bought a Oculus Rift, the original Oculus Rift, the one before the Rift S. And I used that headset for at least I think a year, I think 2 years, and that Rift S was pretty good. I liked the Rift S headset; it was actually really nice. It was good. I think the microphone was kind of crappy, but it was good. It was good for what it was. So can't really diss that. Um, that reminds me, a lot of people have been bashing the Apple Vision. Really? I've heard the opposite actually. I think the only things I've heard negative about the Apple Vision is it's expensive as hell, but I've been seeing like a lot of positive feedback from it. Especially like the pass through. Like there's a guy on Twitter that appears on my timeline all the time. Brad, I think his name is Brad. Sadly, it's Bradley. I think his name is, and he was the one that I've been getting a lot of my info from, like just randomly, because he basically sold his monitors and he now uses his headset like as his monitor, and he no longer has like computer monitors for his PC. Like I thought that was insane. I was like, whoa, this guy fucking sold his computer monitors and now just using his headset as his monitor now. And it's like the reason he did that is because the pass through was just that good for the headset, so he could actually see everything in front of him in real space while wearing the headset, and then he could like use his hands to actually like manipulate monitors and stuff and not have to use a controller. And I was just like, that is pretty fucking cool. Like, holy crap, that is actually pretty impressive. I thought that was really neat. um I'm not gonna buy that headset because my god, that thing is fucking expensive. It is what, like $3,000? Like no, it's like over $1,000. I know that much. It's fucking expensive. It's absurdly expensive. It's an Apple headset. Those doesn't really surprise me. Um, any cheap new developments? I don't know. The cheapest VR stuff you're gonna get is the Quest. If you get like, I think what, 200 300 US dollars is probably the cheapest you're gonna get a headset. Um, I think that's a pretty reasonable price for a VR headset. Like it's gonna be expensive, but like it's not like $1,000 index expensive, you know, like Jesus God, I forgot how expensive the index was. Um Maybe one day we will reach a time when VR gets so cheap and the comments become cheap. I mean, we're getting there. Like headsets, I mean, when I first got a headset, the average price was like $400, $500 for a headset USD. Um like the Quest really kind of pushed the boundaries of like an affordable headset. I mean, there's a reason we talk about kids in VR chat because of Quest. Like it's because the headset is just affordable. That's the reason, you know, like the whole point is it was an affordable headset that kids could just get access to and stuff, you know. Um like that's why we have that whole stereotype about kids in VR chats, because you know it's such an affordable headset. Um, and it's true, it is. It's a very affordable headset. If like honestly, um, I mean the thing is like my like back in the day, like I know like my parents bought my brother like an Xbox 360, and that was a couple $100. Like that's just that's always been a thing. It's just that VR has now become like the norm at this point. So it's like now it's like, oh, you can actually, um yeah. I would not say that. No, I would. My parents, like back in the day, like they would buy like a console for us like when a new one came out. Like that's just a normal thing, I think. Oh, you're talking about VR. Sorry. People in VR has a weird subculture. uh I would say VR itself is probably not a weird subculture anymore, but VR chat could still be considered a weird subculture. Yes. I think like the public perception of VR has changed since when I first got a headset. But I still think there is that level of like, this is a very niche thing. Like not everyone is playing VR constantly. How much is a console now? God, the consoles are probably fucking expensive at this point. Like I would say they're at least probably definitely over $500. Definitely. There's no way they're cheaper than that. Like it's just crazy. Um by the way, if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm just kind of connecting all the little patches of trees like together with their ferns just to kind of make it look a little bit more realistic. So there's like little patches of fern that are growing around these specific trees, and there's like the gaps between them. Yeah, that sounds about right. Um, I still have my original GameCube actually. It's under my bed, and I still have the original Xbox as well, and it still works. That's cool. That's how I was able to play Jet Set Radio Future. Actually, was I have the original on Xbox, PlayStation. Yeah, no. I think VR has become more and more, less and less of a niche. I mean, because like a lot of people that wouldn't play VR otherwise have a Quest. Like that's the thing. Like I think VR has become much more absorbed into the public psyche. VR chat itself, however, yes, is still a very niche thing. I genuinely don't think um VR chat has really. I mean, it's okay. I say that, but VR chat has more players now. VR chat has more players now than they ever had before. Like the numbers are actually kind of crazy. We're at like 100,000 people concurrently playing VR chat at one point. That's a lot of people. Um, but yeah, just like in terms of like the actual public knowledge of VR chat, yeah, it's still probably limited, or at least like subsumed into like certain articles that get posted on big places. You know, that usually try to talk down on VR chat as being like a dangerous place. Which I mean, in hindsight, you know, it can be a dangerous place, but you have to, you know, self moderate and such and be careful. So most big tech stores only sell Quest. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes total sense that most stores would sell a Quest, because Quest is like the big. I mean, the Quest is the headset from, you know, Meta and stuff, and they're going to be going to all the stores and selling it there. That's the whole point. Um, most other VR headsets probably won't be sold in stores because they just can't afford it. You know, because Meta has like billions of dollars behind them, or even I don't know about billions, but Meta has like a shit ton of money behind them that they can just put that into stores like that. So that doesn't really surprise me. Frankly, I'm honestly not too surprised about that. I mean, the Quest. I've heard the Quest is a good headset. Like, I initially didn't like the Quest because you had to have a Facebook account, but then they changed it, so now it's a separate Meta account, so you don't have to link your IRL information anymore, which is really nice. Um, so like, I'm much more likely to recommend a Quest now than when it first came out. So, as I mentioned, to stick, new people might be kinds that need more pulled in the future by friends more than just randomly jumping into Publix. Um, I wouldn't necessarily say that. My first time playing VR chat, I just jumped in randomly because I heard about it and I thought it was interesting. I mean, you could say that the culture is definitely different than it was back then. It might be like people might be less inclined to want to play if they just exposed to public VR chat instances, and then they just kind of see that and you're just like, nah, I don't want to play anymore. Um, but I think I mean, being pulled in by friends is definitely a huge thing. Like, I know people that wouldn't have played without their friends playing. Like, definitely, absolutely, definitely won't deny that. Um, Recently, I met a very, very young guy. We trolled him a bit, and then I actually took him to the side and told him, "Hey, you should tell your parents that there are weird people on this game." Because I thought if he told them that they'd look into it and realize he should not be on it. Then I said they probably gave you that headset. He said, in all seriousness, no, Santa, give it to me. I had to hold back the hardest wheeze and say, yeah, then that's cool, but still tell your parents this game is weird for your age. Oh god. Oh my gosh, Ryan, you poor bastard. I commend you for at least trying. That's a very responsible thing for you to do, to actually tell that kid that. Like you tell him, hey, listen, you probably shouldn't be playing this game. You should tell your parents. His name was Cash, was his username. When we called him Cash, he was so scared. How do you know my name? Dude, I can't imagine someone that young like playing VR chat. It kills me. I just like, God, I don't know, man. That's scary. Yeah, like it's your freaking username, dude. It's right there. Do you not know what a username is? And he asks, how do you know my name? Oh my god. The youngest guy I ever met. Yeah, no, I've run into young people before. Like, I mean, you know, you guys have seen it, like at my innkeeping sometimes, and bartending sometimes. Like, we'll get like a really young person that just joins. Most of the time, I just kick them because it's like they're just annoying and they just don't know how to follow rules and stuff, and it's just like, all right, sorry, not gonna deal with that. Um, I wish, I wish VR chat added some kind of age gating system where I could set the minimum age that someone has to be to join my instance, and that would be very nice because then I would set it to be like, I would probably just set it to be 18 at that point, but I would probably set it to be at least like 16 or something. Because I've met some people that are like 16, 17, they're actually pretty chill. But anyone younger than 16, I would probably just be like, sorry, bro, I'm not gonna deal with that. Thank you. That could, but that could easily be overstepped. I mean, yeah, it could easily be overstepped. Obviously, I mean that's yeah. I just mean like it would probably filter a lot of kids that really don't try to do that. VR chat verification. Well, you have to understand the minimum age to play VR chat is 13. Like that's the minimum age. And you are technically right. Yeah, there are probably kids that are like putting in a different age. I just mean like I still would like to have the system anyway because it would probably still be beneficial. Um because it would still filter out at least some. You know, not all, but it would probably still filter out at least some. I don't know. There's never really a clear answer to this kind of stuff. It's like you can add as many systems as you want, but at the end of the day, it's probably still going to be crazy. Like it's not really going to solve any problem because at the end of the day, there isn't really a proper way to like solve these issues anyway. Like you can't really do too much, you know. At the end of the day, it's like it's going to happen regardless of whether you like it or not. The nice thing you can at least think of is that most of these kids are confined to Quest only and don't have a PC. So, fun fact, when I met my friend Alistair, he was 15. I did not know about that until 2 years later. He was so mature, I legit thought he was over 18. We were still friends. Yeah, no, when I was that age, I was fine. I was just like a chill guy. I wasn't like a childish freaking dude, you know. I basically acted the same when I was like 15 that I do now. Like I was a pretty reasonable person. I wasn't like crazy or anything. Like I've met people that are that young that are like perfectly fine. It's just kind of crazy. Like some people are just totally chill, and then some people are just fucking crazy. You just don't know until you see it. It's weird. I know. Like it seems to me that younger people these days are sort of weirder than back then. No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I feel like it's still the same. It's just that a lot of the crazy people are more vocal, and we run into them more often than the sane people. Because here's the thing, you wouldn't know a sane person might be underage unless they tell you, because you would just assume they're old. Yeah, like you did with your friend Alistair. You would just assume that they're like an adult, you know. But with you notice the kids more because they're very easily to tell. It's very easy to tell if someone's a kid. Like you can hear it in their voice. You can hear it in their attitude. Like they just are crazy. So like, I don't know what to say. You know, it's crazy. I know it's weird. Oddly enough, we have a solution. The meta used to require you to sign into a Facebook account and to use it, but yeah, no, I didn't like, I see, like, fair enough, White, but I didn't like the idea of having to link a real life account to play on my headset. So even I was against that. Um, but even I didn't like that. I didn't, but you do make a good point. Like that was actually a solution, but the whole like requiring a real life identity to verify an account, I think, is a very, very, very slippery slope, and I'm not exactly comfortable doing that. Like I have nothing to hide, but I just don't want to. I would hate if I had to link a real life account to my VR chat account. I just don't want to do that. I technically kind of already have because I do have like bank account stuff, but that's more like that's a voluntary thing of like, okay, I have to connect a bank account to this, which is fine. But if I had to do it, forced to, I just wouldn't like doing that. He expressed such an interest in the 1930s and that music and things that nerds only don't care about, with such a distinct area of interest and hobbies. Thought he was older. Ah, Well, yeah, like it's. I mean, you can run into some people that are actually pretty cool that have like certain interests. I mean, I think a lot of the kids I run into in VR chat specifically are more so like I just feel like they're not in middle school yet. Like they're still like elementary school kids, and it's just like I don't know, man. Like I don't know. It just depends. Like I've run into people that are very mature, and then I've run into people that are very immature. Like it really just depends on the person. At the end of the day, it really does just depend on the person because uh God, some people are just cool, and then some people are crazy. And then those who still sing, yeah, the freaking devious lick stuff, yeah, God, fucking devious licks, dude, that's crazy. I, my theory is that it's not that like it's not that it's become more common for there to be crazy kids. I think it's more so that it's become more easier for them to become public. Like I think there's always been crazy kids, but I think nowadays it's just so much easier to put yourself out there and for other people to see that, like going viral or anything like that. Like it's become so much more obvious and so much easier to become viral, that it's just a lot more easier to spot that kind of stuff. He's ashamed for this to be. He should. I mean, he could be his own guy. You don't have to associate yourself with your generation. I mean, I don't associate myself with my own generation. I'm just my own person. I was born at the very start, basically at the start of the millennium. I guess I would be considered a Zoomer. I think I'm technically tail end millennial and then start of a Zoomer. So I'm in that weird kind of like gray area of like being a Zoomer and being a millennial. Um, I guess I might consider myself more of a millennial personally, but I could be wrong. So, um, yeah, it's it depends. I don't really group myself with my other peers in my generation and stuff because everyone's so different. And like we all may be born around the same time, but that doesn't mean we're the same person. So I don't really try to group myself too much with that. So it's like, oh well, I mean, we all have kind of our own way of doing things and our own experiences that kind of build us up as a person. Um, so it's better off just being your own guy, kind of walk your own path because that's all you really can do in life is walk your own path. Can't really. That's all we can do. I remember playing World of Warcraft when I was like 12, and I was pretty mature. I was just normal. I was pretty mature. I wasn't like childish or anything. I was pretty normal. I don't know. I can't really explain it. Like I genuinely don't feel like I acted that different when I feel like I'm still kind of the same person I was in middle school. It's weird.
People thought that with the internet, we will be more informed. But we are not, proving that it's not a lack of mediums to consume that was the cause for our stupidity, it's our laziness to use those mediums to a useful extent.
Exactly. Also, White, it's because the bar is so low. The reason you don't see kids in other games is kind of two reasons, because there is much less socialization in other games. The bar for entry of VRChat is so low, you can easily just fake a birthday to get into age-restricted games, so that isn't much of a hurdle. I guess the most effective hurdle would actually be for your game to have a price, since then you would either need to be old enough to have money or get consent from an adult to get the game. Yeah, I mean, even then, like, they could still get around that just because they could just ask their parents to buy it. Because I did that a few times when I was a kid. Like, I would ask my dad to buy this game that I thought was really cool, and he would. As long as I didn't ask him constantly, yeah. But I mean, yeah, if I was trying to play like a weird adult game, yeah, you'd say no. Can vary a lot. It's most like general mindset that one look for the lack of knowing. Otherwise, maturity could just mean that they have more life experience. Yeah, sadly, I really don't think there's a solution to solving VR chat's kid issue. I think at the end of the day, it is really just a matter of self moderation. Like, if you like, it's just like if you have your own groups and your own instances you run, and then you can keep kids out, then yeah, that's good. Um, but I mean, obviously, that's not like a definitive answer because most people want like a solid answer of like, how do we like fix this? And it's like, well, it's not really something you can fix. Like at the end of the day, it's like there's not really much you can do about it. The only things you could do is add things that people really don't want to have in the game, like IRL verification. Like I don't want that. I wouldn't. I'm not willing to sacrifice not anonymity if it means we can have to, try and keep. I don't know. It's such a fucking snowball of an issue. I don't know. I don't have an answer really. I think I would just prefer not to have to be verified. I don't know. But I think it also can be a thing of like the parents trying to, like, having the parents be more informed. Like I would say, especially in this day and age, like if you're a parent, you should try and at least keep yourself more informed, like of things that your kids might be doing, and but without being a helicopter parent. Like there is a very fine balance, because like you don't want to be like a helicopter parent. You don't want to be someone that's constantly monitoring your kid, but at the same time, you do kind of at least have to have some kind of knowledge, like trying to, like, I don't know, like maybe have like a discussion with your kid and be like, listen, like there is things out there that are dangerous. You got to be careful. Um, I don't know. It's a hard line to walk. Yeah, doing anything in that time. I guess that's kind of the reason why I picked up map making and all this stuff, is like I wanted to do something productive with my time, and that's kind of why I do this. So I'm very happy with how it turned out, and like I'm getting to a point where I could probably eventually even make a game, which is super pog. Um, so I'm very happy about that. What time is it? 6:42. Okay, we've got about 20 or so minutes until I'm probably gonna wrap up, because like I said, I do want to go make tacos for tonight. So I have to go sit and make the meat and stuff. So we still got time though. I don't know. It's a convoluted issue. Like I said, um, self moderation. The community self moderating itself in VRChat is probably the best thing. But yeah, you'll just get like random public worlds that have like the most vile people. But all you can really do at that point is, if you see someone actually being really bad and vile, you can just like record them and report it, and they will most likely get moderated. So the only surefire way I can see is the China approach. Everyone has an account with a single company, usually owned by the government, that keeps track of your age throughout government, and all the games have to go through that one company. I mean, fair enough, but I don't think I'd want that. I don't know. Also, did you guys hear that TikTok might actually get banned in the States? Like it's currently getting passed through like Congress and stuff. Um and the thing is that if it does go through, then the company either has to sell TikTok to another company, or they have to like get removed from the App Store in the United States. So there actually is, like, that's actually kind of happening right now. Which is like, I mean, I get why they're doing it, but is it really gonna solve anything? I just don't think it's gonna really solve anything. So it's a weird solution. Did we go all the way around the corner here to paint all these together? Oh, we did. Okay. Well, the good news is we basically got most of the perimeter here painted, and then we got kind of like this area kind of painted too, which I'm very happy about. So we've gotten like the road there, and then the area around there, and then we still have all the forest to do, but we can do that later. Having said that, oh god, okay, one sec. Ugh. Oh god, oh, that water was spicy. Ugh. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh, that hit me kind of hard. Whoa. Uh, if it being owned by China, while the U.S. doesn't have a very good relation with it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, if it was any other company that wasn't associated with, like, China and stuff, I don't think the government would care. But it's literally just because of that connection that they're actually doing all this. And I don't know, those apps can be very addictive. Like, I used to be a long time ago. I think it was a couple years ago at this point. I used to be addicted to iFunny. And it was the kind of app where like you open it and you kind of just like scroll. You just kind of scroll down and look at images. It was very much like, yeah, it was just really basic, but I was addicted to iFunny for I would look at it every like when I woke up in the morning and then when I go to bed at night, I would look at it as like something I'd see in bed. Um, but eventually I had to drop. I had to stop using. I stopped using it because like the platform just got so vitriol. God, it was such a fucking mess. Like iFunny became like a very toxic like place. Like at first it was just memes and jokes, and then it started like actually becoming an actual toxic place. Like at some point you can't really ignore that. Oh God, it was awful. But I knew that I had to quit, so I just dropped it. I deleted it one day, and I was like, I'm done. And then I satiated my now what I do is when I wake up in the morning, I get my phone and I look at the news and stuff. Like I look at like news articles and stuff in the morning, and then I do that at night when I'm trying to go to bed. Like if I'm in bed, I'll probably like look at my phone for a little bit, and then I'll kind of just do that. So yeah. Okay, so anyway, we've got basically the perimeter of the Wanderer painted, the road there painted, and then the area around the hot spring painted. Um, we could start painting up this way up the road and stuff. That might be the next thing we do because I'm not gonna paint over there near the lake yet. I'll do that probably later. We'll probably start painting up here actually. The thing that lit the fire for the second consideration of banning TikTok reaching out to its users petition for not ban because the government officers got overwhelmed by petitions that reinforced. Yeah, I read that article today actually. That's exactly why I was thinking about this because I read that today that they were telling their users to go like call the peeps, and then like because it was such a like big turnout and like stuff that it actually just reinforced their opinion that yeah, this needs to happen. Yeah, I read about that today when I woke up. So but I mean it's I don't think it's the fact that they're banning it because it's an addictive platform. I think they're just banning it because of the relation with China. I think that's literally just the reason why. Otherwise they wouldn't care. They they would not care. Some moonshine. I give a little moonshine right now, brother. Give me your moonshine. Yeah, what's probably going to end up happening is even if TikTok does get banned, it's something's going to just take over its place and just do the exact same thing, except it like wouldn't be like a connection. The only reason they care is because of the whole connection to China. So that's all they care about is it's just that, and then outside of that, they're just gonna yeah, it's weird. But I don't use those apps because they're kind of addictive and I don't want to get I don't like it's very easy to like lose so much time if you're just sucked into those apps and stuff. I'm just not interested. Thank you very much. I'm good. I'm not gonna get it. He says that while using Twitter. Okay. All right, I see how it is. Well, Twitter's a bit different because I don't have Twitter on my phone. First off, I do not have Twitter on my phone. And I only really look at Twitter when I'm like when I just have nothing to do. Like I'll be watching a video, but then I might like look through Twitter a little bit while I'm watching the video. But I don't. The big thing is I don't have it on my phone, so I'm not like constantly glued to it when I'm like laying in bed and stuff. So I'll be honest though, Twitter is kind of going down a weird route right now because I think there's going to be a change coming soon where they make it to where you can't see the likes or the reposts like on the tweet. You have to click on it to actually see it. So the only thing you'll be able to see is the view count, and I thought that was kind of stupid. Because like that's kind of dumb. So yeah, that was something I heard about recently. Um, Twitter is so garbage now. Yeah, I've gotten to the point with Twitter where I am actually using the mute word function where you can like set in your settings a specific word you can mute. I've gotten to that point because there are just things that flood my timeline that I just don't care about and I just don't want to see it. So I literally like have been using my mute word function a lot recently to like avoid seeing that kind of stuff. It's just Remember the huge blizzard China? Yeah, I remember that, Ryan. It definitely was bad. That's kind of why like I haven't really gotten back into World of Warcraft. I mean the company I think is starting to get a bit better now in terms of like management changes and such, but yeah, it's still a long way to go. I mean I still might play Overwatch 2 occasionally just cuz it's free. Um but I try not to give Blizzard money right now personally. So I kind of just wait. Yeah, let's start expanding up a little bit this way for a bit here. All my Twitter stuff is Korean stuff I can't read anyway, so I do. Oh, have you been getting that too, White? I swear to God, like a lot of tweets on my timeline recently have just been like Japanese tweets that I can't read. I don't know what they say. I'm like, why am I getting these like Japanese tweets all of a sudden? What the hell's happening here? Like I don't know what they're saying. Like, why are you showing me this? It's so weird. It's not like it's like bad stuff. It's just I can't read it. Like literally. Eyeing Twitter is like watching while eating popcorn when I go pipe up. I mean, he's like, I know you use Twitter because I saw you in those spaces that the guy's been doing. I see you in there a lot when I sometimes browse on Twitter. I see it shows me like it like what it does is on my Twitter front page it'll show me like what people I'm following are in like a space or something. And it shows you in like those spaces for the VR talk stuff that one guy does, which is interesting. I never joined them, but I guess that's cool. I usually stick to my I like using the for you just to find like new stuff because Twitter tends to show me like paleo like prehistoric stuff a lot, and I do like coming across new things, and a lot of One Piece as well. But I do look at my following as well because I do follow a couple of people that I like their stuff and whatnot. Um, but usually Twitter is kind of what I go to if I'm just bored and I have nothing to do and I'm just like waiting, or if I'm watching a video or something, I'll just relax. So yeah, it all depends. Um, I do like Japanese artists and stuff and Koreans that makes me. So I understand why Twitter's giving me a bunch. Oh, true. Yeah, yeah, it could be. Yeah, I mean that's kind of me too. I have some Japanese tweets and stuff that I like that I'll like on Twitter, and I think that is why it shows me more of that kind of stuff. But sometimes it's just sometimes it's just like literally just a post that's in Japanese that I just cannot read. It's just like yeah, I can't really do anything with this. So talking about another circles, yeah. By the way, I just want you guys to know that I am gonna have to go through and manually paint across the whole terrain eventually. Uh, so I'll probably do a lot of that off stream. I'll tell you that much. But we're gonna be doing this a bit on stream just so you guys can kind of see the process. So it's gonna take a while though. But hey, it's gonna be worth it in the end. So you know, not like good things come to you quick. You gotta have to work for them. So. But yeah, no, I mean, the whole reason I even got into Twitter was because of the innkeeping, actually. I actually made my Twitter account in 2018 during the first like week, in the first couple sessions of innkeeping, because the whole point was I was using it to like try and like outreach to people. So the whole reason I made a Twitter was just so I could outreach to people about innkeeping. That's why I made my account in the first place. Otherwise, I never used Twitter beforehand. So if you're curious why my Twitter account exists, it's literally just because I was using it to advertise the innkeeping and stuff. Uh, Nowadays I just kind of use it casually. So DJ stuff, yeah, DJs are a pretty big scene in VR chat, all things considered. I've never been to a DJ club. That kind of stuff just isn't really my thing. Like I'm not really interested in like the loud music and stuff, and I don't really care. Like for me, it's like if I'm gonna listen to music, I think I'd rather just do it while I'm on desktop working on stuff. But I can understand like some people just really like the feel and the socialization aspect of just going to a DJ club and listening to really good like, music and stuff and hanging out with people. So I can understand that. Not really my thing, but I can understand it. So, what you think about Nightcore? Uh, Pretty sure I know what that is. I think it's okay. It's all right, I guess. It's acceptable. Yeah, we're gonna stop right here and go on the other side of the road because I want to work a little more on this side too. You know, it's kind of interesting to think about the DJ scene in VR chat. Like, it used to be a very, very underground thing. Like, before 2020, like, there was like barely anyone doing DJ events. Like, there was like a few people that I was told about that were like the first people to do it. But then when 2020 happened, you know, COVID happened and everybody was, you know, locked inside. VR chat kind of grew from that, and a lot of the stuff started getting more mainstream in VR chat. So there are so many videos documenting that world. It's literally a subworld in VR chat by now. But which world? I don't know what world you're talking about. It's one more thing we can listen to while doing other things. It's not like them. Let's be sitting voice channel. Oh yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, guys. The whole reason I don't really join VC in my Discord often is just because, like, I would get distracted talking to you guys. Like, oh, its own category. Yeah. But like, I don't join VC a lot because like I would just get distracted. I wouldn't be able to work on stuff as much because I'd be talking to you guys and just like seeing what you guys are doing. Like, I only really join VC when I'm not really working on something and I just want to relax, chill. And even then, like, I'll usually just join like a VC in a different Discord. So Wildclaw hates his own community. Confirmed. I hate you guys. I hate you guys. I just have a visceral hatred for you all. You know. Um, no, it's literally just like I I'm usually working on something and I don't want to get into voice chat because if I get in the voice chat, I'm gonna get distracted by people talking. Like, that's literally why I don't join VC often. And if I am getting into VC, then it's ironically I'm usually joining my very close friends, but that's usually in a different Discord. Um, so I just never get around to joining very often. I mean, a few times recently I joined like late at night because I know Hero was playing Persona, and then I was like I had nothing to do, so because so many bartending groups in the Midnight Bar Fix will have websites where you can give them tips for making virtual drinks in a bar that they do not even own and create themselves. I mean, if it's tips, then it's like, I mean, that's just a voluntary thing. So, I mean, you can technically give me tips through, PayPal, wink, wink, if you wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Uh, but I mean, hey, if I am on Patreon. That's, oh yeah, that is your tip. Yeah, never mind. You are good. By the way, I'm sorry that I don't utilize Patreon as much. Like, I just keep forgetting to go there and try and post. I don't know. I made Patreon just as like an alternate form of like support. So if you didn't want to have to go through like Twitch subscriptions, you could just do Patreon, and then I would put you as like a supporter and stuff and all that kind of whatnot. So I apologize if I don't actually utilize Patreon to its full extent, but it's really just there as like an alternate form of support more so than like using the actual functionality of Patreon itself. So I'll occasionally peek at Patreon and actually get like my payouts and stuff. So your money is going to me. Your money is reaching me. So thank you. I do appreciate it. It's very appreciated. I do really appreciate all the support people give me. Um I wish I could deliver more. I'm just bad. So uh like, I still want to do some like extra functionality stuff with the Wanderer for supporters. I just have to get back into re-adding it. Um but the money is, I do save the money. I don't like spend it. Why I don't spend it crazily. I do actually save the money that get from like Twitch and stuff. It goes into my PayPal and then I use that for when I need to. When I need to. I think I've had a few purchases in the past that have actually been possible because of the money I get from people who like the innkeeping and bartending. So it's really definitely appreciated. Um, it is very much appreciated. Like those times we've been busy when not listening to anything. If we've the habit of getting distracted and seeing if anything might be better than random browsing. Oh, true. I mean, if I have like nothing else to do and I see people in VC, I may join, but it just depends. Sometimes I usually am working on stuff, or sometimes I'm gonna be honest, guys. Sometimes I just want to be alone. Sometimes I just want to be by myself. You know, that's just how I am. I just want to be a loner. I just don't want to be bothered. Because usually it's like the thing about the voice chat, it's like you join it and then it's like you don't want to just immediately leave it. You know, it's like it's a commitment. Like once you, sometimes I just wish you guys would get out the end. Sometimes, not exactly. No, I don't. I don't want people to leave the end. I just can't stand you people. Ugh. We'll go for a little bit longer, but I know I said I would end at 7, but we'll probably go until like 7:15 or so. Because like I said, I do want to get tacos made. But I still have plenty of time to make them. So first off, guys, I gotta use the bathroom. One sec. Can I BRB real quick, guys? I really gotta use the bathroom. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just really had to pee. Oh man. Sorry, I was like, I'm looking at Discord real quick. I think I thought I got pinged for something. Oh man. I see that, White. I see you in the voice chat. Imagine sitting in a VC. I have Discord closed this whole time, and I open it and I see you there by yourself in a voice chat. Huh? You think you funny? Joking. God, you crazy. You're crazy. Okay, here, I'm gonna close Discord real quick. One sec. Wait. Okay, there you go. Sorry. Um, you're a good bartender though, because a good bartender listens and talks to people he serves. Granted, you don't serve anything. Oh, well, thank you. But you have this vibe, the wise bartender who hears a lot about stress rating than someone. Oh yeah, I mean, that's kind of like all you really can do in VR chat. Like with bartending is you're more so kind of like the central point of contact when you join the instance. Like you can go, it's like the whole point is you go up to the bartender, you can talk to him and say hi and see what's going on. Um, I think a lot of these bartending groups that you tell me about tend to more so lean on the fact that they're more like actual bars than kind of the more traditional bartending role. Like they're more focused on like, here's your drink, we got you, don't worry. More so than actually kind of playing more into the whole bartending role kind of thing. Um, I don't know. I've never really been to these groups. I mean, you have, I haven't, so I don't really know too much about it. But you probably know from experience. Like, you could compare mine to theirs, and I assume you probably notice the differences and such. Um, so that's just the impression I get, because a lot of these bartending groups are like, the reason they congregate around these bars is because you can serve drinks. So that's my impression, is just like the whole point is it's literally meant to be in a bar and you could actually serve drinks. Whereas my bartending is much more focused on just being like at a bar in general, even if it doesn't really serve drinks. It's more like I'm just playing the role of a bartender at a bar, and it's meant to be more like a social gathering than anything. Um, but less about conversing with the guests. Yeah, I guess like maybe the bartender doesn't really like talk to the guests. Yeah, exactly. Like for me, it's like I always try to talk to people. Um, like my whole thing is that like I'm kind of like, like you're joining, and then you're like a guest here kind of thing. It's like I want to make sure you have a okay time. Kind of make sure everything's going all right and stuff. Uh, Especially at the innkeeping, because the whole point is that that's my inn. So it's like I want to, I'm meant to be like a guest kind of thing. I don't know. Nice, talk to him while serving. He's old school. You should add a glass cup to your avatar that you can clean. I should. I know. I still need to add stuff. I know. I'm lazy. I'm sorry. Um, I just haven't gotten around to it. That's all. No, but yeah, no. I think I get what you're trying to can add glass in 10 seconds. I could just make my own glass cup. It's not that hard. um, no, I think I get what you're trying to say in regards to the difference between my bartending and their bartending, because my bartending is much more about the social aspects, about the coming to a bar and just kind of hanging out and chilling with people and chatting and stuff. Um, and it's less about just being served a drink and stuff. I mean, then again, bars are meant to be kind of a social space, so I don't. I mean, but I think the difference between me being a bartender and those guys who are bartending is more so their only job there is just to serve drinks. It's not like they're there to be like a host or anything like that. Like the people that pick up that position aren't doing it because they're trying to be like a host talking to people. It's more so they just want to serve drinks, and they don't really want to do the social aspect of that, which, I mean, fair enough. I mean, there's a lot of bars probably in the United States that are like that, where it's like the bartender doesn't really chat with you. He just gives you a drink and that's it. Um, because I'm the one who conveys with the other people. Yeah, exactly. Um, I guess it just depends on what you think of when you think of a bartender. Because I've been to like one or two bars when I was on vacation, and it's like the bartender doesn't really talk to you. He just gives you your drink, and then that's it. You know. But like, which is like fair enough, because like people get hired for that position. They're not there to be social. They're there to just serve you drinks and stuff. So it's just a different philosophy when it comes to that kind of stuff. I start conversing. Sometimes people are confused as to why I'm being social, but warm up after a bit. I think I unfroze many lobbies of the midnight bar already. Yeah. Then again, I don't quite understand why people would just go to a bar if they're not going to socialize. Like what's the point in going to a bar like that if you're not going to socialize with people? I mean, I'm assuming you may be joining off friends, but even then, like, I'm assuming you if you're going to a public bar, it's like, yeah, like, why would you be against talking to new people? This is a public place, so it's like, I don't know, it's just weird. Maybe I should go to one of those places incognito and kind of just like take notes. I don't know. It's just really interesting to see, because that whole scene of bartending has more sprouted up because of the midnight bar, and because of like the bars that actually have like drinks and stuff. And it's very easy to tell why, because it's literally just because you can serve drinks and stuff. Like that's why those groups have popped up, because you can actually be a bartender. Whereas my form of bartending, I think, is more so cut from the cloth of like the traditional bartender, and also more fit for like a VR chat aesthetic, where it's like it's not really about the drinks, it's not really about serving drinks, it's about making a social space for people who can join and hang out and chat. Like that's kind of what I view my bartending as. It's a social space. Um Like people join because they want to hang out and they want to chill and stuff. And it's not really about the drinks. It's not really like I still serve people drinks and stuff, but it's more so I do that because it's a mechanism to engage in social conversation. Like I can start a conversation by giving someone a drink and then talking to them and stuff. There you go. Like I that's what I do. So before it gets old. Well, if I ever add my cooking system, I'm gonna be kind of happy because the whole point of that is that it'll give me kind of something to do behind the bar. But that still won't take away from the fact I'll still talk with people and stuff. Like I still will talk to people. It's just that now when I actually make food, I can actually make it and feel kind of accomplished in doing so. Gives me that like sense of satisfaction and stuff. Then again, some people just like making drinks. Some people just like making drinks and stuff. Like some people just like that, which is like fair enough. It can be quite satisfying, I would say. I've made drinks in real life before. It's pretty all right. It's nice just like kind of serving people some drinks and stuff and whatnot, making them happy. Um, but in VR chat, I have a much better time at like actually talking directly with people and like people I'd never met before. Ironically, I actually have a much easier time talking with complete strangers in VR chat versus real life. Like I just do better in VR chat than I do in real life. Very much so. It's not like I'm shy in real life. It's just that like sometimes it's just awkward. You just don't know what to talk about. But in VR chat, I just feel much more comfortable talking about this kind of stuff. So I don't know. I feel the opposite. You feel the opposite? You so you're saying you have a better time talking to people in real life than in VR chat? I don't know. I guess I can't quite understand that, Val, because like it's easier for me to talk to people in VR chat because like there's extra layers of like. I mean, you get very scared of people online. Oh, I guess. I mean, you are a female girl, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. I guess I wasn't really thinking about it from the perspective of a woman. Yeah. I mean that's true. I've met some pretty fucking toxic people in VR chat. I won't even sugarcoat that fact. There have been some people that are just absolutely abominable to be around, and I kick them from my instance if they ever join. But you'll know it when you see them. It's just like God, these people are fucking awful. What are they even doing? You know? I will say, Valk, don't go to a public black cat or a public great pug and start talking. You will attract simps from all around. They will flock to you. I guarantee you that'll happen. They will hear your voice and they will be like, woman detected. Maybe they'll give me money. No, 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 they won't. They'll give you attention though, but they ain't gonna give you money. God, trust me, I think I've had like another female friend of mine tell me about that. Like she just talks and then it just attracts attention because of her voice, because she sounds like a girl, and it's just like, yeah, oh my gosh. Here's what you need to do, Val. You need to use the most masculine avatar you can think of, and people will leave you alone. So no, it's not even the fact they're attractive. It's just like if people hear your voice and they hear your feminine voice, like your female voice, they will just like that. It's just like a switch. It's like, oh, I hear female girl. I need to go talk to her. Maybe I can get my gamer girlfriend. So like you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, maybe gamer girl. Oh my god. Oh, I can get a gamer girlfriend. Oh my god, gamer girl. You know what I mean? Woman. God. Is there a woman in my bar? Yeah, Ryan, I know you're uncaring. I'm talking about the other fucking crazy people, I'm talking simps and stuff. That'll just be like, hey babe, hey, how you doing? You doing good? You doing good? You wanna send me a you want me to send you a dick pic? You know what I'm saying? You want that? You like that? You want that? Stupid. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I know. I know people who have done that. I have seen people do that before, Ryan. It's fucking it's crazy. Um, you can't send pictures on VChat. You kind of can't, and you kind of can. I believe if you send someone an invite, you can actually attach a picture, but it's a picture you take in game, so it's not like they're sending an external picture. But there is a way to send pictures to someone that you send an invite to. Um, but no, I mean, unless they have a dick on their avatar. I mean, yeah, I guess they would do that in game. Valk, you would be surprised. There is a scene for VR chat porn out there. You would be surprised. Um, VR chat porn, yeah, that is a thing. Oh, I haven't seen it. I just know it exists. I mean, like you hear about Second Life and the fact they had like all that stuff going on. Like, why wouldn't there be stuff in VR chat? You know, it doesn't really surprise me. Do trust me, Valk. There is a very lewd scene in VR chat. Like, you go on Twitter, you can kind of come across people that are like thirst trapping and stuff. You know what a thirst trap is, right? Valk, you used TikTok, don't you? You know what a thirst trap is, right? I don't even know what a thirst trap is. I just know what the term, but you know what a thirst trap is. You don't know what a thirst trap? I don't know what it is either, honestly. I gotta ask Sam that, if Sam's still watching. You don't have to. I thought you had TikTok, Valk. Or maybe I'm thinking of someone else. At one point in a life, I was a thirst trapper. Oh, God. You guys are crazy. I honestly thought you had TikTok, Valk. I'm gonna be completely honest. Kind of took me by surprise there. I thought you were a TikToker, you know? TikTok brain rot, you know? Oh, I misread. Sorry, Ryan doesn't have it. You did at one point. Okay. Yeah. God, I'm so sorry. I like look over to my left to read chat. I look back to paint. I'm just like, oh, looking back. I don't use TikTok. I used to use iFunny. It was like the closest thing I came to TikTok, but it was because it was like the kind of like mindless scrolling kind of stuff, you know? And like after a while, it's just like you waste so much time doing it. Oh yeah, no, well Twitter is toxic, yeah. I mean, it just depends. I don't really actively seek out that kind of stuff, so I don't really care. But yeah, you can run into some toxic people on Twitter. But I mean, it's easy enough to just block them. So I mean, that's the nice thing about VR chat too, Val, because you can also just block people on VR chat, so you literally won't see them or interact with them anymore if you block them. So like if you run into crazy people, you can literally just click a button and block them or mute them if you would prefer. Um, it's much you actually have much more control over like moderating yourself and dealing with crazy people than if other platforms probably. It's very nice. It's actually kind of nice. I would say VR chat's a much more safer place now than it used to be in the past. I mean, there's still a lot more people that are crazy, but it's like you actually have more tools at your disposal to actually deal with inherently crazy people. So, oh man, I should probably stop and go make my tacos, but I'll go a little bit longer. Maybe till 7:30. Maybe till 7:30 and then we'll stop. All right. Well, I think we've gotten a good amount of ferns painted. Let's start working on the grass a little bit here. You know, VR chat ain't too bad. It always gets 15 minutes. I know. I'm sorry. I just like I don't really want to end right now. I will end at 7:30 though. So, seeing who can get the most money tossed at them, or at least we assume they were joking about trying. Oh yeah, Valk, that reminds me. You can actually go to strip clubs in VR chat. That is a thing. I actually have a friend of mine who does pole dancing and stuff like that. Uh he told me about it a bit that he does. So, and yes, I did say he because most of the people that are doing this are actually men that are using female avatars. Which, hey, you know, more power to you. You do what you want to do. Uh, but yeah. But if you ever wanted to go to a strip club, I got you covered. I mean, I'm literally using a female avatar right now. You know, like it's the normal thing. So I was at the midnight bar who had a subject category for workers who were just dancing and lap dancing people. They were actual women. Oh wow. Oh, interesting. I don't care what people do as long as it's yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't really mind either. I mean, most of these strip clubs actually do have age requirements as well. So like you literally do have to like tell them your age and stuff and whatnot, and they actually do kind of self moderate. So it's actually kind of a nice place. It's actually kind of a safe spot. Like it's not like kids get to go in there or anything. Like they do actually moderate against kids. Wild sure knows a lot about the VRC ERP. Oh my god. Well, it's not. I've never been to these things, but I have friends that have done them, and I'm not even making that as a joke. Like I literally do have friends that do this kind of stuff and tell me about it, and I'm just like, okay. Listen, you play VRChat for as long as I have, you kind of just learn things through osmosis after a while. Like you hear people talking about it and stuff. I don't go to these clubs. That's all. I've never been to a club, so you don't even have to worry about me being spoiled or anything. I don't go to clubs. I do hear about it though. Like you play long enough, you kind of just hear things through the grapevine. Like I said, I have one of my friends. I'm not gonna say his name, but I do have a friend of mine who does strip dancing and pole dancing and at a club, and he's told me about it. Because I knew him before he started doing that kind of stuff in VR chat. So when he started doing it, I was like, oh okay. So it's expensive private room even more, and you can't touch the girls normally. Well, I think the whole point of a strip club is like you're just able to see someone strip, and it's just arousing. Like the whole, you're not supposed to touch them. Like that's the whole thing, yeah. Because it's like maybe, well, not everyone has a girlfriend, Ryan. Not everyone has a girlfriend. They could just go and be like, hey, sex. So, and plus some of the women, they're actually pretty attractive. So it's like, yeah, it's subversion rails. Yeah, we'll go with that, sure. I mean, I would do that with my girlfriend. If I had a girlfriend and we were like on good terms, I would just go up to her and be like, "Hey, sexy, how you doing? You doing good tonight? You doing good? You wanna, you know what I'm saying? Yo, whoa." So I'm saying that as someone who has never been in a relationship before. By the way, I'd like to make that very clear. Never been in a relationship. I've never been in a relationship. Please don't take advice from me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, no, that's a lie. I've actually been in one relationship, actually. Technically, I was in a relationship a long time ago. But it was in middle school, so it doesn't really count. Um, but I had a girlfriend for like 3 days. So, and then she dumped me. Yeah. Hashtag suffer, you know. You just wouldn't know my pain, you know. Hashtag sad. Yeah. Hashtag she didn't like me. It's not like I did anything bad. It's just like I guess she just didn't want to be my girlfriend anymore. I didn't even do anything. I didn't even do that much. I just like I don't know, man. It was weird. It's just she just didn't want to be with me. I guess. Hashtag bad. Hashtag cringe. Probably not gonna paint grass on this. Probably gonna make a dirt hole here. Hashtag third wheel. Okay, I wouldn't go that far, but you know what I mean. So hashtag these nuts. I wouldn't go that far. Calm down a little bit there, mister. Dude, I hate how choppy this path looks. I'm gonna have to repaint this path and actually make it look more seamless later. Oh man. Oh, we're coming along nicely. I'm just kind of like at this point, what's gonna happen is we are going to um we are gonna start painting along the road and kind of get like detail on the forest around the road and stuff, and then get some detail around like the specific areas and whatnot. Um, so that we actually have some more detail on like the roads and on these like specific areas and stuff. And then once we get that done, then we can maybe work on like the random bits of forest and stuff if you really wanted to. Um, so we'll see. I do know for a fact I'm gonna have to do some interesting painting for the lake here because we do have a lake. I do need to do some painting for this as well. And then I know I still need to do some terrain adjustments to the bridge up here because this bridge is the terrain is not really fitted properly for the bridge. And then I still need to work on this whole area here for the environment, like painting all of this properly. And we got the water technically set up here. I just need to put I just need to get another terrain layer for pebbles, and then just start painting this area. Actually, I think I might put a watchtower down there, honestly. I think we did some good progress. I mean, all we did today was foliage painting, but I mean, hey, it's better than nothing, you know. I still really like the flowers. I think what we're gonna do is for some of these grass patches that we've painted, we're gonna probably put in some flowers as well. Yeah, don't worry about Fred. He's just kind of floating there. Yeah. Yeah, he's doing his thing. Yeah. He's doing his thing. I'm happy. I'm kind of happy with how this turned out, honestly. Like, it's not perfect, but like, I'm kind of happy with how this is coming along. I mean, it could always be better, but I think I'm making a good progress. I think optimization will definitely come later on, and we'll actually work on getting the LODs like fully set up and stuff. But getting it all painted down and actually put down is nice just to get that all out the way. But we're coming along. I will say I haven't worked on moving the photos yet. I did move the board over here though. We got the board over there now, but I haven't worked on moving the photos yet. So one shape in the terrain, him floating as just him starting his power while he forms the terrain. I'm excited on the new lore. Yeah, no, I have a pretty solid story that I'm gonna try and tell. I probably won't stream working on it because I do want that to be a surprise. But I do have like a general idea of what I'm going for. And I just need to get around to like figuring out how to do the notes and stuff and like collecting information and somehow tie that into the library and stuff, so you actually come here and like find notes and stuff, and maybe like occasionally it might be like a little book you can find or something on the shelf, who knows. And then maybe you'll be able to jump into the picture, who knows. I don't know why I put this here. If anybody wants to make a self-portrait of me, the innkeeper, and you want to send it to me, I'll put it on the painting here, you know. I think I would be very appreciated. Just a nice little self-portrait, you know. I'm joking. Yeah, but I think it's coming along nicely. I think I am going to take a bit of a break though, because I want to go make some food, and then I do have a friend of mine streaming in about 30 minutes, so I want to get some food ready before then. Imic tried jumping into the picture today. Oh, I know Imic really wants it to be something. It's nothing. I'm sorry. I know people keep telling me they try to jump into the picture. I'm like, guys, no, it's just there for show. Not yet. Maybe I'll make a paint dimension or something that I won't tell you guys when I update it. Like, I'll put like a little patch note that says painting potentially viable quotation mark, and then you guys all jump into it. It sends you to another dimension. I do remember the group picture. Yeah, I actually probably need to go find that and actually maybe add it to and actually add it down here as like a little thing on the wall or something. Like probably put like a nice little photo here. So I do still hate how dark it is in some of these areas, but it's because the lighting I'm using specifically is one of these like coned lights, and I probably need to increase the indirect intensity a little bit. So I'm gonna work on the lighting a little bit more, but for now it's coming along nicely. Also, I forgot how dark this is because like all the lighting is not finalized yet. So, ugh. Okay. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna stop there. I need to go get my food ready. So I'm gonna go start working on cooking some food here. But I appreciate you guys jumping on by to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed. We might do a dev stream tomorrow as well. Who knows? We'll see. Depending on how I feel. I'm probably gonna do some more painting of foliage on my own time, see if I can get some more done so I could show you guys at the next stream. But this is coming along pretty freaking nicely. I'm pretty happy with it. But yeah, you guys enjoy your night, enjoy your day. I'm gonna go make some food. So I will see you guys later.